All right, after sitting here in the studio for about an hour watching videos of Andrew Tate, we're finally ready to get this podcast started.
Finally lost enough brain cells to make this happen.
Yeah, here we go. So we are back again with another NFL seasonal outlook. Today's division, we are going to be talking about the new and improved NFC South. As you guys can see, or if you don't know, the Carolina Panthers traded for Baker Mayfield finally freed our boy. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the Bucs, Panthers, Saints, and Falcons. We're going to be doing some fantasy outlook on some big names, Kyle Pitts, Christian McCaffrey, some fantasy stuff. We're going to be doing schedule predictions, divisional predictions, and whatnot. So, ready?
Yeah.
Before we get into it, just a few reminders. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. And check out our sponsor that Ryan's going to tell you about.
Little Italy Pizzeria, the best cheesesteaks, the best pizza in all of Delaware. 2 locations. One of those in Middletown, Delaware. The other one is in Townsend. It is a great family business with great food, great people, great prices. Be sure to come in and check it out. Let them know that the greatest podcast on turf sent you. They will take care of you. Show proof that you're subscribed or that you listen to us, and they will hook you up with an additional discount. With no further ado, should we start with the Panthers?
Without further ado.
Yeah, you can do either.
I guess that makes sense.
It's the same word. It's just
yeah. I guess
less formal. Panthers or Saints?
Panthers. Gotta be Panthers.
Panthers.
Gotta go off script. Gotta go Panthers. They traded for Baker.
They didn't give up much to get him, so props to them. It was an all upside trade. Granted, Baker could not work out, and people could be right. I personally think that it will work out. I'm not sure that Baker is going to go win you a Super Bowl by himself because I'm not sure he's that talented. But I could see him being a Jimmy G, Jared Goff. I know those guys didn't win Super Bowls, but they made it there. Peyton Manning when he was, a Bronco. Just a guy that can, Big Ben, just a guy that can manage the game and make it happen. He took a little bit of a pay cut. The Panthers have 3 quarterbacks now. Matt Corral, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield. I think Baker will end up starting here. He gets week 1 against Cleveland.
I hope so. I hope Matt Rule doesn't come out here and
Rule?
Matt Rule, Ja Rule, same shit. I hope he doesn't come out here. Oh, we're gonna they already said they're gonna do a training camp out of why. You have the fully committed. No way.
Yes, you have.
You have the 100% fully committed Baker. Baker needs every rep he can get. He's coming off injury with a new team. He doesn't need to be splitting reps between first and second team with Sam Darnold, who we know what we're going to get out of Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold sucks. Didn't they start out what?
Yeah, but what is? I know Baker's better than Sam Darnold, so don't argue with me. But in theory, what has Baker done more than Sam Darnold?
Playoffs. Thrown more than 20 touchdowns in a season.
Yeah, but they're the same. He ain't Aaron Rodgers.
I understand.
Listen, Baker and Sam Darnold both put on their pants 1 leg at a time. They're not like Brady jumping in it too. Okay, you kind of have to treat them all the same. And Matt Corral, you have to give him a fighting chance. Also, I know that he's a rookie, but all 3 of them, you have to just say that
fighting for his job. He's got to commit to Baker and pray to God it works out. Because, you're getting Baker off an injury with a new team.
If you commit to Baker, then why did you draft Corral?
Limited time. Because Sam Darnold ain't the long term. Sam Darnold will probably end up getting
Who's the long term?
Baker.
What's Matt Corral?
The backup.
That's what he was drafted for?
They drafted him in, the 3rd, 4th round? That was literally, it was the same type of pick why the Falcons took Desmond Ridder. They knew they weren't in the market for a rookie quarterback, but he was still on the board, so it was like, oh.
So your boy Matt Corral is a career backup. Is that what you're telling me?
If Baker's there, yes.
Do you understand how that looks? That's not a good look.
I understand. But it's not. If Matt Corral goes out and wins the job, sure, good for him. I'll be shocked.
He can't. If he can't win a job, if it's not a competition.
There shouldn't be one, though. If I'm Matt Rule keeping my job, I'm fully committing to Baker. If I'm trying to keep my job, if I'm Matt Ja Rule, whatever, I'm committing to Baker 100%.
All I'm saying is they have to say it. They can't not say it.
We saw what we got out of Sam Darnold last year with pretty much the same offense.
You have to say it. Nobody's ever not said it.
With the exception of Ike Mekwonu? Is that their newest offensive piece?
You have to say it's a competition or people will be upset.
Who will be upset?
1, fans. 2, Matt Corral. It translates. It goes throughout that. You have to give everybody a fair chance unless you're Aaron Rodgers or one of those upper echelon guys. You have to say it. It's just how the media is. You can't just go out and say, give me Baker.
Give me Baker. I'm saying
but okay, you're just an asshole sitting next to me. Respectful.
Fair.
You have to clean up for the media.
But I mean, I like what the Panthers did, though. I mean, it was a trade that has been in the works for months. It was the Seahawks or Panthers that were probably going to get him. Now it sounds like Browns, Seahawks have Jimmy G on the market. Saw something that said Jimmy G is going to get traded by the end of the month, but we'll talk about that when that happens. In terms of the Panthers season, I'm not sure what like their win over under was before to what it is now. I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't find it.
I don't think they're out yet, which sucks.
I thought you'd be able to check 2022, 2023 NFL win over under predictions. 6 days ago. Was Baker traded about 6 days ago?
I'm not sure.
Let me just see.
I know we looked last time, but I'm looking at May.
I have a list here. DraftKings
June.
Sportsbook from 6 days ago.
Yeah, that's a good one. Should be.
Falcons over. Falcons are just at 5 straight under. Panthers 6.5.
No, I don't think that's updated. I could be wrong though.
Let's see the schedule. Let's take a look at the schedule. See if that 6.5 sounds right.
They start off at Cleveland, which is their most expensive ticket. If you wanted a ticket,
What are they looking
that
for?
could be because that's week 1, but that could be because they're against Cleveland. Cleveland, the Giants, New Orleans, Arizona, San Fran, Rams,
Jesus.
Tampa, Atlanta, Cincy, Atlanta, Baltimore, Denver, Seattle, Pittsburgh, Detroit, Tampa, New Orleans. That is a extremely
I'm counting 7,
hard
8
schedule.
wins.
I'll go ahead and count mine. 1, 2.
Yeah, I'm counting 7. I mean,
This is gross.
yeah, that's a tough stretch.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Weeks 3 to 7. Weeks 3 to 12 below. I mean, that's tough. I'm counting 7, 8 wins.
I counted 7. They have a stretch of New Orleans, Arizona, San Francisco, Rams, Tampa, Cincy,
Atlanta.
Baltimore, Denver in 10 weeks. The only break in that is Atlanta twice.
That's tough. I mean, if there's a QB that can do it, it's Baker.
I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I think they start out decent.
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland.
They probably win their first 3 and then they fall off.
I was going to say, I think they win their first 3. Cleveland. That's going to be Baker versus Jacoby Brissett week 1.
I mean, Baker's gonna win it. They're gonna split with New Orleans, so they could lose.
It would only be poetic justice if the game was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like, that would make it just like...
Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's still happening week 1. That's what matters.
Yeah. Then the Giants, Saints, that's 3-0. Then they'll probably go 3 and whatever. That's tough for the Panthers, but it's tough that they have a tough schedule, but they do have the QB of the future in Baker as long as he pans out. They have a nice young core around him. Christian McCaffrey's a problem when he's healthy. I think he's only going to be better in the offense with Baker. DJ Moore is in for a big year finally. Some names to watch late in the draft, waiver wire, Terrace Marshall, maybe even Robbie Anderson.
No, I think Terrace Marshall's go on.
Really?
Because there's Baker's boy is right there at number 4. Oh, they have 2 former. They have Rambo, who used to be Baker's boy.
Charleston Rambo and
then they have Rashard
Higgins. Oh, shit. Never mind. Give me Charleston Rambo.
Robbie Anderson and Terrace Marshall are both going, and it's going to be Higgins and Charleston Rambo.
With DJ Moore as the receiver 3.
Because Baker's only throwing it to Rambo.
Yeah, he is.
But
not... I mean, their offense really ain't bad. Taylor Moe in the tackle's okay. Austin Corbett ain't bad. With Deontay Brown, who's a big mother effer. Pat Eiflin, Ike Mekwanu with Cam Irving on the bench. I mean, a solid O-line. Tommy Tremble, a tight end, solid. They have solid receivers, great running back. It's just a matter of health. Then, I mean, I love their defense. I mean, I love their defense. I love Derek Brown, love Brian Burns, love Shaq Thompson, love Jeremy Chin. J.C. Horn's coming back. They still have, what's his name, C.J. Henderson, do they still have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the defense...
Xavier Woods is serviceable.
They have a solid core on defense. It's just, it all comes down to Baker.
Shaq Thompson's serviceable.
Yep. It all comes down to Baker.
Yeah. Fantasy-wise, McCaffrey's still probably first-round pick. I don't love him in the first 3 because he hasn't been on the field a lot.
No. First 3, no. But, I mean, he's got to be a first-round pick.
Yeah, if I was late first and he was there, I mean he ain't going to be there.
No.
But I don't know if I'd love him in the first three. I'd rather have like a Najee.
I'd rather have Najee, Eckler, Henry, or Taylor over Christian McCaffrey.
I'm taking McCaffrey over Eckler. I don't love.
Really?
Yeah, I don't love Eckler.
I don't know. The
I don't think
Eckler, he
Eckler's-
just produces so much.
They're about the same size. I don't think Eckler's 200 pounds though.
It's fair.
Yeah, I mean, receiver wise, I don't know if I really touch this team because I don't think that there's going to be an alpha dog receiver. I don't think Baker ever produced an alpha receiver.
No, I
in
mean,
Cleveland.
the past few years, DJ Moore had no particular order. I think he's been in the league about 4 years. The 3 years after his rookie season, I think he finished fantasy receiver 18, 19, and 24. But, I mean, that's with
No touchdowns.
no touchdowns and with Sam Darnold, P.J. Walker, Scam Newton, and whoever else they've had playing quarterback.
Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen. I mean that's not bad. Like if I could get DJ Moore at like the end of the fourth, top of the fifth, I'm not gonna hate it.
I could just never get excited drafting DJ Moore.
Yeah, but I mean the upside's got to be there, bro. I would say DJ Moore is probably. I had him before the trade. Before the Baker trade, I had him at 19. I'd probably put him at about 13 now.
Michael Pittman or DJ Moore?
Michael Pittman. I have Michael Pittman as my 9th ranked receiver this year.
It's a little high. He's gonna be up there though.
I think it's about right. I mean, I'll show you. I don't know if have you looked into Note at all. Those are like just my receivers, like top 10.
Mike Evans over Michael Pittman. That's bold. I don't like
Mike
that.
Evans is the only weapon in Tampa.
What?
I mean, what? We haven't heard a thing about Chris Godwin. We'll talk about the Bucs in a little bit.
You have Mike Evans under Michael Pittman.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said over Michael Pittman.
No,
Michael Pittman's going to be a problem.
Yeah, but he ain't Mike Evans.
What did Matt Ryan and Julio used to do?
Okay.
I'm not saying Michael Pittman's as good as Julio, but they're the same player.
Listen, Matt Ryan has always supported a top-end receiver, but that could have been because he had Julio Jones. But at the same time, we've seen Mike Evans do it week in and week out.
It's fair. Give me Michael Pittman. But in terms of the Panthers, I mean, Christian McCaffrey, it's tough. I'd probably stay away from the defense just because that tough stretch. I mean, the first few weeks, yeah, especially if Jacoby Brissett's the starter, go ahead. That might be a defense to grab very end of the draft because, I mean, I doubt that they're going to be a highly touted defense.
No.
But, I mean, who talks about defense? Christian McCaffrey, obviously. I like DJ Moore now that he's got a real quarterback. I'm excited to see what he could do. But I do like Charleston Rambo better, though, now that I know he's on the team. The very last receiver. So give me Charleston Rambo.
I don't even know if Rambo was with Baker or if he was with Kyler or Jalen. I think he transferred. I don't know. He was one of them. Where are we going next?
Let's take a travel to Atlanta, the boring team.
The boring team, Atlanta Falcons. They brought in Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder this year. Their schedule is kind of gross at the start, if we're being honest. New Orleans, Rams, Seattle, Cleveland, Tampa, San Fran, Cincy, Carolina, Los Angeles, Carolina, Chicago, Washington, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, Baltimore, Arizona, Tampa Bay. God.
Okay, I'm seeing between like 1 and 3 wins for this team.
That's so gross.
And, I mean, it's not really... And what, their over-under win total's 5. I'd take the under any day.
I'm taking the under. It's nasty. It is not good.
I mean, look at it like this. The Falcons need a number 1 overall pick. They can't go out here and win 7 games again. Weren't they like 7-10 last year? They can't do that again.
There's 4 winnable games.
And that is Seattle,
Cleveland,
Chicago,
Washington.
and Washington.
Those are the 4 winnable games. Not saying that they're going to win them.
Maybe a split with Carolina. Who knows? Division teams always play each other, and they always
Possible
play the
split
Bucs
with
tough.
the Saints.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. The Saints are going to be a fun team this year. Look at it like this. The only player in fantasy for them I'm even thinking about...
Demir Bird.
Probably Cordell Patterson, if we're being honest. Because the facts show Marcus Mariota has never supported a top receiver or tight
They
end.
assembled a team of rejects. This is gross.
What,
Damian
Drake London,
Williams.
Brian Edwards? I mean...
Brian Edwards is a dude from the Raiders.
Yeah.
Alden Tate was supposed to be a stud in Cincy.
I always get him in Madden franchise and move him to tight end because he's like 6'5", 230, and I just play him at tight end. He's like a 77 overall.
Anthony oh, this is gross.
Even like third, Kyle Pitts is going as tight end 3. Third round, that's too high for me to take Kyle Pitts. Sure, Delaney Walker had a couple good games, maybe a good season with Mariota, but I can't trust Mark. I cannot draft a tight end, a player in the third round, knowing Marcus Mariota is going to throw him the ball. I can't do it. And I mean, sure, Kyle Pitts could go out and have 100-plus targets as a tight end and produce, just like Darren Waller did a couple of years ago when he was the only player in Vegas with Derek Carr. I mean, it could happen. I can't take that risk.
I don't think I'm taking Falcons this year.
I refuse to sit there and watch Atlanta Falcons football as well. I mean, even if Desmond Ridder comes in, Desmond Ridder is going to start games for the Falcons. That's what I say. Desmond Ridder is going to see time as a starter. Whether Mariota sucks or due to injuries, you can't bank on injuries, but I think Desmond Ridder sees starting time, and he's going to have to because the Falcons have to figure out what you're going to do at quarterback.
The only problem is, like, where are you throwing him in? Because no matter where you throw him in, it's gross.
They got to do what they did with Justin Fields. Let Andy Dalton start the first few weeks. He goes down to injury or he just sucks, and then you throw him to the Wolves.
You could start him week 8, maybe? Carolina, LA, Carolina, Chicago, Washington.
That's the time to do it. Or you throw him to the Wolves week 5 against Tampa, San Fran, Cincy, and just see what happens. And yeah, it sucks because I like Desmond Ridder, but the Falcons, they have to give Desmond Ridder real, like, big time playing time this year. Because they got to figure out if he's the guy. Like I said earlier, it was one of those picks. Oh, he's here in the middle and beginning of the third round. I don't remember the pick he was drafted. Why not take him? We have a hole at quarterback. It's a third round pick. It can't hurt to draft him.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I look at it. But it is, you're a team where you don't have a solution at quarterback. And who knows, Desmond Ridder might be that guy. And you got your QB of the future in the third round. So if you do have the number 1 pick next year, you could focus on the guy Will Anderson from Alabama, Jackson Smith from Ohio State, Brian Brees from Clemson. I mean, you have a lot of different ways you could go if Desmond Ridder does end up being that guy. Or if Desmond Ridder is that guy, you move that top 2-3 pick you're going to have for more picks. I know teams are going to be in the quarterback market. C.J. Henderson, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young. They're going to be 2 highly touted quarterbacks. So, I mean, if you're the Falcons...
Or you could end up taking a quarterback.
Yeah. That's assuming Desmond Ridder is a guy. But you need to figure it out. Because I promise you, Marcus Mariota is not your quarterback of the future. We don't know if it's Desmond Ridder. That's what you got to figure out if you're the Falcons.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota's in there just to get him a little bit of time in the NFL.
Yeah.
Fantasy-wise, I don't like anybody, if we're being honest. Cordell Patterson, I think it was a fluke. Depends on where he's getting drafted at. If I'm drafting Cordell Patterson, I don't want him to be in a starting spot in my lineup.
No.
So I would want 3 running backs before and 2 receivers. Yeah. I want him in like the 7th.
I've seen him in like the 7th, 8th, 9th, like right around there. Maybe even like 10th.
10th, I'd do it. I don't really care. And we'll shoot. I mean, cause he could be a stud. But
I can't do it with this Falcons team. I'm not going to be able to sit there comfortably and just watch Atlanta Falcons football. I'm not going to be able to do it.
No.
That it would not be good for my mental health.
Yeah, there's some teams that you just have to stay away from because it's just gross. Like Washington.
Seattle this year, I bet sucks. I mean...
Yeah, I wouldn't. If they're not going to score points, you don't want them.
Exactly. That's why Michael Pittman's going to be so good this year. Positional rankings start next week, by the way. I'm excited for that.
2 weeks. We have a mock draft next week.
Oh, that's right. 2 weeks, positional rankings start. But, I mean... Like I said, even Drake London, for dynasty purposes, Drake London's probably that dude. Just because he's probably the receiver 1 of the future with a Kyle Pitts. So you could be looking at like a Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce type of deal where you can't key on one because the other will shine. It just depends when you get a quarterback. So, I mean, dynasty purposes, sure, why not grab a Drake London? But in terms of just 1 year fantasy redrafts every year, probably not, because these guys probably ain't. The Falcons are a bottom 3 team in the NFL this year.
Yeah, and I'm definitely staying away from that. It's like drafting a lion. Just don't want to do it. It's gross.
Till I draft DeAndre Swift, T.J. Hawkinson, and Amon-Ra in 3 separate leagues, and I'm just stuck.
Watching Lions football.
Yeah.
And then watching a turnover in the red zone, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yep.
Because there's no way all 3 of them are scoring.
Go to New Orleans or Tampa next?
We're good. What?
Let's go to New Orleans. I've never been to New Orleans before.
My parents have. Apparently it's gross.
Yeah, I heard it's not very nice. I'd like to. My dad went to a Saints-Eagles game a couple years ago and enjoyed his time.
The one where Jalen Hurts won?
No, the one. It was a couple years ago, like right after, like a year or two after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. It was the year that the Saints had the call against the Rams. The pass interference call in the playoffs. That was that year.
Okay, so the New Orleans Saints, they are a new-look football team. Before I go into the schedule, they brought in Jameis Winston to be the quarterback. Michael Thomas, questionably coming back. Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave. You know, they have a solid receiving room. Marquez Callaway at the 4, Traquan at the 5. They're solid there. Their defense is always solid. I don't even care how old they are. It really don't matter. They're full of studs. And they also brought in Tyrann Mathieu, Marcus May. Second corner, they're a little bit rusty.
Paulson and Debo wasn't terrible last year out of Stanford.
But Lattimore, May, Matthew, Davenport,
Yeah.
Cam Jordan,
Pete Weiner.
Demario Davis, Zach Bond, I think is the dude from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So they'll be all right on the defensive side. On offense, it's all up to Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton and Ian Book.
Ian, read me a book, baby.
Ian winning his quarterback in Notre Dame history.
Listen.
I think they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
They're going to be the same as last year.
Yep. I mean, as long as they have the solid defense, they'll always be competitive. They could be like the Jags, where when they had the amazing defense and just a hole at quarterback and not many good players on offense. Especially through the first weeks, because who knows about Alvin Kamara? Could be a suspension incoming. There really could be. Michael Thomas is a question mark, hasn't played a game in 2 years. Jameis Winston is coming off an ACL. Then you did bring in Jarvis Landry, who's on the wrong side of 30, and you did trade up for Chris Olave. So, I mean, the Saints, they'll be able to be competitive as long as they can stay healthy.
They were competitive last year. They're always competitive because the defense is absolutely gross.
And now they lost Sean Payton. They have a defensive-minded head coach.
Sean Payton could be a blow, though. I keep forgetting that he's gone.
Yeah.
He's coming to Dallas. Anyways.
You think?
I don't know.
You wish.
Their schedule, they start off at Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Carolina, Minnesota, Seattle, Cincy, Arizona, Vegas, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Rams, San Francisco, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Cleveland, Philly, Carolina. It's not bad.
I'm counting it's like 6.
That Cleveland one, that's going to be a big one if Watson plays or does not play.
Yeah.
I'd count mine 1.
Let's see what DraftKings is saying. DraftKings is saying 8.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm counting like 6, bro.
5, 6,
I mean, the
7,
Saints are such a tough team to predict.
I got 8, 9.
I mean, okay, so you have Atlanta twice, that's 2.
Yep.
Split with Carolina's 3.
Tampa.
Split with Tampa, probably 4.
Seattle.
Seattle 5.
Minnesota.
Minnesota 6.
Cleveland.
Cleveland maybe. Pittsburgh
Philly.
maybe. Philly. No.
Philly's just as good as Pittsburgh.
I don't know, dude.
This Saints defense, if the Saints are at home, they can win the game. They can beat Vegas at home any day of the week.
Yeah. They're just such a tough team to predict for because it's like they could come out one week and kill it, or they'll come out one week and get blown out. It just depends. We've never seen the Saints without Sean Payton besides the year he got suspended, and then that year they still had Drew Brees.
I'd go as far as saying they can beat Cincy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Saints are one of those teams.
Because they have 3 games at home.
The Saints are just one of them teams that could literally
Actually, they're
win any
9:30.
game.
Damn. That means they're at London.
The Saints, they're a questionable fantasy team. Because, like I said about Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara, I'm seeing drafted beginning 2nd to beginning 3rd.
I'm taking him.
I mean, I'm taking him middle 2nd if he's there.
Yeah.
It'll just, hopefully we figure out what the suspension is. Because if I take him in the middle of the 2nd round, I'm without my 2nd pick for the first 6-8 weeks.
I'll take Alvin Kamara and then Mark Ingram and survive.
Mark Ingram sucked last year.
Tony Jones, though. I don't care.
That's true, but Mark Ingram was really, really bad last year. He was, bad. And
who was
Mark,
their quarterback?
Let's not forget, Mark Ingram is a Sean Payton guy.
Who was their quarterback?
Similar to Taysom Hill.
Who was their quarterback?
Who also blows?
Who was their quarterback?
Simeon.
And now they got somebody that can spread the ball around field. I think Jameis Winston's arm talent is fine. His decision making,
but 30 for 30. It's literally unheard of.
You still have to cover when Jameis Winston's out there.
Yeah.
Like if some bum's out there that can't throw it 40 yards, you don't have to cover. Like you're fine. You can load the box. I don't think you can do that with Jameis because Jameis will throw the ball, and Chris Olave is there, and they will.
Jameis is not afraid to throw it up, as history shows. Jameis Winston will throw 5'8" Traquan Smith a 50-50 ball and see what happens.
He don't give a damn.
And he will walk off the field with a smile on his face.
Which makes the defense spread out more, which makes more running lanes, which helps out running backs.
Yes. But Mark Ingram is also 150 years old.
I think Tony Jones is all right, though. I mean, we'll just have to see who kind of takes the number 2 snaps. If you take Alvin Kamara, take who's ever taken number 2 snaps. It could be Tony Jones, it could be Mark Ingram. And you will be serviceable.
But it's tough, though, because with the NFL hearing, sometimes you see they push their legal stuff a year back. So you could get Alvin Kamara beginning of the 3rd round, say.
I think Alvin Kamara's in the clear.
And all his legal trouble goes away. But the NFL usually doesn't
I think he's safe.
Proceed legally until all the legal stuff is done through the court. Which I was listening to his other podcast, and they said that Alvin Kamara, his next legal hearing for this isn't until August. So cutting it close to draft season.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's fine. Personally. He did hurt the dude.
Yeah.
But like I said,
so like look at like what did I guess this is a little different. Like what did Kareem Hunt get? Like what, 4 or 6 games?
Yeah.
What did
his was worse.
I mean, these guys are just beating up girls. Who like beat up another dude?
I don't even know. But look, Kamara, if you get Kamara, you might as well go get Hopkins too and just survive.
And just try and stay afloat till week 6, week 8.
You can be 3-3. You're in good shape, and you can do that because if you do that, you can afford to take shots. Meaning, you can put in streamers and make it work. Like you can throw in, like you can go pick up Sammy Watkins and get week 1 Sammy Watkins and just see what happens.
And you know this if you listen to the greatest podcast on turf because we do weekly fantasy stardom, situms, best streamers of the week.
Like you can go pick up Chris Olave and just hope. Like you can play matchups, you can make it happen, and if you ended up being 3-3,
yeah,
you're happy, you're content. Then you get Hopkins and Kamara back. Charlie joined the squad, and you're in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, Hopkins is going 8th, 9th, 10th round.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way I'd let DeAndre Hopkins go 8th, 9th, 10th round.
No.
I'm taking my 3 running backs, and if Hopkins is there, I'm doing it.
Ideally, in a fantasy draft, I'd get running back,
DeAndre Hopkins.
Mark Andrews,
DeAndre Hopkins.
then, like, Michael Pittman, DJ Moore, then grab, like, a quarterback and then a D-Hop.
To tell you, you're in drafts with me, and that's not happening.
I know.
I'll sit out 6 weeks. I don't give a damn.
Every league I'm in together, we're in about. I think I'm in 4 leagues. And I think we're in 2 or 3 of them together.
You're not getting your whole starting lineup, and then DeAndre Hopkins with me. I don't give a hoover damn. I'll keep him on my bench. I don't care. Nope, I don't care.
So bad at basketball. But fantasy for the Saints. If there's a receiver I like, it's probably Chris Olave.
Nah, give me Mike.
Michael Thomas is going in the same range as D-Hop.
Yep, and I'll take them both.
Yeah. I've drafted them in mock drafts both back-to-back. And just
because Michael Thomas has a worse taste than Hopkins does, so I'll get my 3 running backs. If I get lucky, I'm picking early in that round, so I'll get a receiver, and then I'll get DeAndre Hopkins like back-to-back. And if Michael Thomas is there, again, in round 6, I'm doing it, and I don't care. I could be started round 6. And if it doesn't work, oh well. But if it does work, I have Michael Thomas.
Yep. But in terms of upside, I mean, you got Jameis Winston who likes to throw the ball 100 yards downfield. That's Chris Olave. Chris Olave was my receiver 1 in this draft over Wilson, over London. If there's a rookie receiver I want to draft, it's probably Chris Olave.
That's fair.
Now, yes, you may question the target share. There's a lot of mouths to feed with Kamara, sure. But the Bengals made it work.
I'm on this offense.
I'm a fan.
I'll take Kamara, Thomas, and Olave. The only one I don't want is Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, I can't back Jarvis Landry. I can't do it.
No. He's going to be a Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
Bad version of Randall Cobb.
Yeah, but they do have a new coach, worse offensive line.
They're okay.
Same defense.
Defense is going to be stud. Defense is going better defense. I'd argue.
No, better defense. I don't know why
Marcus
I said
May
same
and Honey
defense.
Badger. CJ. Oh, that's gross. I forgot CJ Garner Johnson. He's the next corner. He's the slot guy.
He's their slot corner. So is Tyron, though. Him and Tyron are the same player, which is disgusting.
CJ's bigger, though. CJ's more of a run support guy. He's like 6 something.
Yeah, but Tyron Matthew ain't afraid to play run support, though, for as small as he is. He don't give a shit.
A secondary of Marcus May, Lattimore, Honey Badger, and CJ Garner Johnson could potentially be the best secondary in football.
Yes.
Because I'm not thinking anymore.
No. Absolutely not.
I like the Saints this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll be fine.
It's just Jameis, man.
They're just such a tough team to predict. Because they have a tough schedule on paper, but they could literally win any of the weeks.
If they're at home, they can win.
It's just hard for me to go out here and Jameis Winston's the guy. I can't do it. That's the only thing holding me back is Jameis Winston.
Yes.
I can't sit here. I'm not going to sit here and just bank and put all my faith into Jameis Winston.
For fantasy purposes, I'll do it. I'm rocking with you, Jameis.
Finally moving on to Tampa Bay.
Over
under 11.5 wins. They have the best odds in all of football to win their division at minus 300.
Did they do anything? Tom Brady, still have Fournette, Evans, Godwin. He's still questionable. They brought in Russell Gage.
Big
Shaq Mason.
Fantasy value down the board at the end of the run. They did bring in Shaq Mason.
They brought in...
They need some help on
Hakeem
defense.
Hicks. They're okay.
I mean,
their secondary's a little weak.
Along with their D-line.
Brought in Keanu Neal, Logan Ryan.
Yeah.
D-line's okay. You're a hater.
I mean, what? Akeem Hicks ain't nothing special. Vita Vea is a stud. Willie Goldson. You gonna tell me he's good?
Hicks ain't nothing special?
That's the guy from the Bears, right? He's
yes.
alright.
He's a freak. If he plays.
If he plays, exactly. Yeah, if he plays, he's a stud. But
he's a big dude.
This Bucs team, I think they'll be fine. They'll probably coast through the regular season again, just like they do every year, win 10, 11 games. Once they get to the playoffs, they'll be fully healthy, and then they'll run through and go, Tom Brady will win the Super Bowl and ride off in the sunset.
There's not a lot of coasting with this schedule. Dallas, New Orleans, Green Bay, Kansas City. I don't want any of this for.
2-2, 3-1 at best.
Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Carolina, Baltimore, Rams, Seattle. The only easy games there are Seattle, Carolina, Atlanta.
Green Bay.
Huh?
Green Bay.
Green Bay's not an easy game.
Who does Green Bay have?
Aaron Rodgers.
And? Who's he throwing the ball to?
Don't care.
Christian Watson out of North Dakota State, your favorite school?
Aaron Rodgers.
Big Bob
Aaron
Tunyon.
Rodgers, regular season Aaron Rodgers is somebody you don't want to play with.
I don't give a goddamn.
Especially
Give
after
me Tom Brady.
They traveled 2 weeks before, and they finally come home, and Aaron Rodgers coming into town.
Give me Tom Brady.
And who's Pat Mahomes have to throw to, or is that an easy win too?
I think they'll lose to Kansas City. I think I said 2-2, 3-1.
What's the difference between Kansas City and Green Bay?
Kansas City's better.
How?
Mahomes. And the weapons.
Oh my god. How? Who's Kelsey? One dude.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Give me Kelsey over Bob Tunyon, Christian Watson, and Randall Cobb.
The only easy wins weeks 1 to 10 are Seattle, Carolina, and Atlanta.
Okay, so
the rest are hard. Then they have Cleveland, New Orleans, San Francisco, Cincinnati, Arizona, Carolina, Atlanta. Those are all hard games except for Cleveland, Carolina, Atlanta.
Counting 10 wins.
They're Tampa Bay, so.
Sorry, Tampa Bay. Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady's done better with a lot worse pieces around him.
I mean, you just counted a regression since last year. So obviously their games got somewhat harder.
What they win last year?
Like 12 or 13.
12 or 13, okay.
Maybe 14.
Counting like 10, 11 wins here.
6, 7.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the biggest Tom Brady fan in history. I'm not going to bet against Tom Brady. That's why I guess I'm a little high on them. But
I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to be a bad football team, but they have a extremely hard schedule, and that's.
Yeah, they do have a tough schedule.
I mean, Green Bay tickets are $300, so obviously it ain't an easy game.
Well, because it's probably the last time Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers will both play against each other.
Or it's going to be a good football game.
I think Green Bay blows this year.
How many wins does Green Bay have?
I don't know.
I bet they make playoffs.
Every team in the division makes the playoffs. That's not saying much. I'll bet that too. They only got to
But
win.
they're a bad team.
They only have to win against Minnesota, Chicago, and Detroit.
I bet Green Bay gets 10 wins.
Let me see their schedule. We'll do this off camera. We don't got time for this. We'll do this later.
We do have time for this. Because if you want to say some stupid shit on a podcast, I might as well get my money right.
I would say
Minnesota, Chicago, New England, New York, Washington, Detroit, Philly, Chicago.
hope they win 10 games. I'm counting 1, 2, 3 hard games. 4.
So they're going to win 13 games, but they're not a good team. Okay, that's fine. If that's your
With that
that's your
schedule, I
rationale.
hope they can go win,
If that's
make
your
playoffs,
rationale,
and
that's
do
fine.
that thing.
If that's what you believe, that's fine.
I mean, they have a very easy schedule.
If that's what you believe,
You
that's
can't
fine.
tell me they don't have an easy schedule.
I don't care about their schedule. But if they're a
That's what-
13-win team, then they're a good football team.
I didn't realize their schedule was 13 winnable.
So is Minnesota going to get 13 wins still?
No. They
Same
have Kirk
schedule.
Cousins.
Same schedule.
Different quarterback. In terms of fantasy football for the Bucs,
Mike Evans is the only one. Or Leonard Fournette. Not Mike Evans.
nah.
Yeah, Mike Evans and Leonard Fournette.
Give me Rashad White in the 12th round. Give me Rashad White. Him and Tom Brady in the same offense is going to be discussing PPR heaven. He's everything that Giovanni Bernard was supposed to be.
Leonard Fournette caught passes last year.
Did he?
I don't know.
Who else was going to catch
We're
passes?
aware of that.
Ronald Jones?
He was a good pass catcher last year.
Was
Like, I don't know if you were aware of that. Had about 69 receptions.
Okay.
It's probably more than any other running back in football.
Doubt it.
15 games, 69 receptions. I will Google that because I think
Good
it's
for
probably
him.
pretty close.
Leonard Fournette is his first year. In a couple of years, he's going to be the primary workhorse back without a definite other running back splitting touches with. I mean, maybe Gio Bernard. Maybe the guy I said.
No.
Not sure, though. I'll have no problem drafting Tom Brady. I don't know if their offense is going to be as high-powered, especially because I feel like they're going to lean to run the ball more, especially with them losing Gronk, with them losing Chris Godwin because we don't know the status of his injury. I'm seeing he could be ready week 1. I'm seeing he might not be ready till November. I'm seeing so much different stuff, so I really don't know.
Leonard Fournette was third.
Behind who? Who was
Najee
that?
Harris and Austin Eckler, who played
Okay.
3 more games than him, and he was only
Okay.
5 receptions behind.
Good for him. But yeah, no, I like Mike Evans this year. He'll be Tom Brady's guy. Scotty Too Hotty Miller. If Chris Godwin's out, could be a problem.
No.
Yep.
Do not draft Scotty Miller. For the love of
At
God.
the very end of your draft, why not?
There's 30
Same
better
reason
receivers than Scotty
Same reason you drafted Demir Bird at the end of the draft last year.
Because I thought it was Jacoby Myers.
Same reason you drafted Jacoby Myers.
He actually was decent. He was better than Scotty Miller, who's not even...
Scotty Miller was like the 5th option.
Rashad Perryman's going to be better than Scotty Miller.
I like Russell Gage this year too. I mean, even Cam Brate.
Okay, there's only so many guys that he can throw to.
Yeah. But I mean, just value guys who may have a good season with Tom Brady. Tom Brady spreads the ball out. Is that Jalen Darden?
Yeah. The only guys you want on Tampa Bay are Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, and Tom Brady. If you're in a big league, then sure, Russell Gage.
But yeah, if you're in like a 12-man league, Russell Gage toward the end of the fantasy draft might end up being amazing value.
Russell Gage can only be so good.
But for 10-man, you probably ain't looking at a Russell Gage. Terms of who do you think is the biggest fantasy football question mark like out of this division? There's 3 that come to mind immediately.
In terms of just playing, Christian McCaffrey, but there's no doubting his talent. You're just doubting him playing. Same with Chris Godwin and
Mike Thomas.
yeah, that's
Mine
in terms
is
of them playing.
Kyle Pitts.
In terms of talent and production, the guys that I said, there's no doubt in their production if they're 100%.
Yeah.
In terms of production,
It's Kyle Pitts.
I just had one. James Winston.
Jameis Winston is one of them quarterbacks that you'll probably, in the 10-man league, you'll probably be able to stream him every week.
Chris Godwin, his production. And I don't know. I don't love it. Baker Mayfield. along with DJ Moore.
Kyle Pitts scares the shit out of me, bro. Are you taking a chance on Kyle Pitts third round?
No, I'm not even saying him because I'm not thinking about it.
I'm thinking about him.
I don't care.
Because having a tight end in fantasy, having a stud tight end is such a difference maker.
Yeah, but we're not getting one. You're not getting one.
I'm not?
Probably not.
Why?
Which one are you going to get, and when are you going to get them?
It's either Darren Waller or Mark Andrews.
When?
In the fourth round.
You're not getting that.
Why?
Because they're going in the third.
Then I'll be stuck with 3 running backs and a Dalton Schultz in the fifth, and it's fine.
You think Dalton Schultz in the fifth?
I think
you're high.
I think the production. I think
you're high.
Dalton Schultz is going to be him this year, bro.
You're high.
Where do I have him ranked at?
I'd rather take Cam Brayton at 15th.
No way.
Huh?
I have Dalton Schultz ranked as my...
Probably 4th or 5th.
6th.
Okay, that's too low. Who's ahead of him?
Kelsey 1, Andrews 2. Waller 3, Kittle 4, Pitts 5, Schultz 6. Ertz 7, Hawkinson 8.
I mean, I'd rather have Cam Brayton in the 12th round than Dalton Schultz in the 5th.
Nah.
The tier gap between Dalton Schultz and Mark Andrews is so big that I don't want Dalton Schultz anywhere near Mark Andrews.
Really?
Yes, I want him nowhere near.
Who's Dak throwing the ball to, bro?
Okay, CD, Mike Gallup, Tony Pollard.
Yeah, it's Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is him this year.
Dalton Schultz ain't even going to be a Cowboy this year.
I forgot he.
We haven't talked to him in a month.
Sounds about white. It's Jerry's world, bro. Jerry does what he wants.
I don't like Dalton Schultz. He's not that good.
I think he's great.
He's a pass catcher.
Really good this year.
All he is.
Yeah, that's fine. He can be that. But he's him, bro.
I'd rather have the Packers tight end.
Get
in the 12th round.
Out of here.
I'd rather have Gesicki. There's so many guys that'd rather have the Dalton Schultz in the 5th.
Nah.
Hold on. Let's pull up. Can we pull up a mock draft real quick?
Our mock draft?
Yeah.
Here, I'll pull it up on my phone.
I just want to go to the 5th round and just see everybody you're missing out on to grab Dalton Schultz.
I thought I said 6th.
You said 5th.
I meant probably 6th. Let's see.
Okay, well now you keep changing it.
Hold on, where I picked the first one or the second one?
I don't care. Just pick one.
This is the first one where I picked 1.
Why are they empty? Where did Dalton Schultz go in that one? Let's just humor me on that.
6.
He went in 6th round?
Yeah.
And who were some guys that were going near?
I gotta find it. It was Dalton Schultz went after him was Miles Sanders, who I'd probably rather have in the 6th. A.J. Dillon, Dallas Goedert, Drake London, Cordell Patterson.
DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray, Marquise Brown, Michael Thomas.
Are you looking at the most recent one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm looking at a different one.
There's so many people.
I forgot you drafted Waller, you Kittle. How do you feel about the 0 running back strategy? Like, it's like I've been seeing like on TikTok.
That's what we're doing on YouTube, so.
That was a great segue.
Check out our YouTube.
Check out our YouTube video. That is it. Thank you guys for watching. Final division win predictions: Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Falcons.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.
Peace.